Hey, this is Mark, and we are going to write this source code from scratch. Now, notice that our LaTeX document is going to have two parts. It's going to have a preamble and a document part. And we use the document environment here to define our document. And in the last video, we made a title. Now, back up to the preamble where we're going to define our document class as articles. So that's our template, and we're going to give it a title. And in this case, it's going to be my awesome paper. And this title should be printed when we compile the document. Now, we didn't get an error, but we did get a warning. And it says that the make title command down in the document environment is looking for an author. So let's go ahead and define that author using the author command. And while we're in the preamble, let's give our document a different date than today. Now, our document is going to need some structure. So we are going to use the section command here and give it an argument of my introduction. And let's just go ahead and add a few more sections here. All right, that should just about do it. And when we compile, we see that our document now has some structure. Notice that these sections are enumerated, but if I would append the section command with a star, we would see that the numbering of the sections is suppressed. Now, to provide a little bit more structure to our document, we're going to include a subsection command here. And then let's just add some text here. This is just some lorem ipsum text. And let's break this up a little bit here. And then we'll add a subsection command. So providing a bit of structure to that subsection. And then maybe we should include yet another subsection here. And the argument of that will be the title of the subsection. Okay, let's go ahead and compile that. And you can see now we have something that looks like a document and it has some structure to it. Let's add another subsection here and compile one more time. Okay, that's looking much better. All right. Now, these subsections and subsections, it's also possible to suppress the numbering. And now I wanted to take a look at some of the options to the document class. Notice the first option here is to change the default sizing of the text. We can also change to letter paper or A4 paper in terms of the paper size. In addition to that, we can move to a two-sided format. Just note that if you do use the two-sided format, it will not automatically print two-sided pages to your printer. So before I provide you with the next option of the document class, we're going to go back down to the document part of our file and include a new environment called abstract. Now, the abstract is where you can provide a summary of your paper, and that's looking a little bit long for our short paper, so I'm going to get rid of that second paragraph. And now we can move back to the preamble and take a look at another option called title page. And what this does is provides the title and the abstract their own pages. All right, yet another option here. So let's get rid of the two-sided for a second. And I'm going to scroll back down into our document where I can provide some display style math. And here I'm going to just write the quadratic equation in a general form. And you can see here that by default, it is centered on the page. Now, if you would like that to be left justified on the page by default, we can give that option to the document class as FLEQN. And what that's going to do when we compile, it's going to align those display style equations to the left. The last document class option I want to take a look at today is the draft option. And what this does is it just indicates with this little black square if there are any hyphenation or justification problems in the document. And it also suppresses images that would be normally displayed as well. And that's going to wrap us up for this episode of Tech for Teachers.